Hello, good day again. Easter, what a wondrous event. How we have been graced by the Lord. And now we move into the Sunday after Easter. In the Gospel, it starts off, on the evening of the first day of the week, that actually was the next Sunday, when the doors were locked where the disciples were for fear of the Jews. The Jews here they're talking about are the Jewish leadership who had put Jesus to death. Jesus came and stood in their midst and said to them, "Peace be with you." The contrast of fear and peace. He makes that the center of the issue right at the beginning. What is our life built around? What is the source of our life? If it's ourselves, or our families, our traditions, our finances, our jobs, our education, so many other things, well, eventually, those things are going to run out for us. What the Lord is saying, peace be with you, is the only real source of peace is myself. Find peace in me. And he refers to that in the second reading in the book of Revelation. Do not be afraid. I am the first and the last, the one who lives. In other words, place your trust and your confidence in me. And you'll have no reason to fear. If you place your trust and your confidence in anything else, you will need to fear, because whatever else other than God will come up short. Thomas is our example of the person who finds his strength in himself. He hasn't seen Jesus living. He's a man of common ordinary sense. Once you are dead, you're dead. That's all there is to it. That's common ordinary sense. It's the nature of things. The second thing is seeing is believing. It's really knowing. There's no need to trust. Once you've seen it for yourself, who needs trust, who needs faith? You know it because you saw it. Trust in no one except yourself, Thomas is saying. Then he sees the Lord. And then his whole world is turned upside down. The incredible sign, miracle, whatever you want to call it, of Jesus resurrecting, of life being given back to the dead body of Jesus who died in his humanity, that God resurrects him, gives him life, says to us all, wait a minute now. Now I know whom I must put my trust and my faith. It's the God who gives life. That expression, my Lord and my God, my life. That's a wonderful little prayer. And we have to keep going. It would be nice to keep going back to it ourselves. And asking the Lord, give me that grace, that share of your life that helps me to live life not in my life, but in your life. Makes my life draw its life from your life. All those signs that the apostles were working in the first reading, in the Acts of the Apostles. Many signs and wonders were done among the people at the hands of the apostles. They put all of their faith, put their sick and those who needed help out there. They were all cured. But in the end, those wonders were worked so that people would put their faith in the Lord. At the end of that first paragraph in the gospel reading, he says, "As the Father has sent me, so I send you." So that you can do my work now. You are the instruments that I employ in this world. Receive the Holy Spirit. He breathed on them. Receive the Holy Spirit. The presence of God. The Holy Spirit, God. So that you become instruments of the Spirit in this world. Secondly, that your life is the Holy Spirit. The life that only God can give. And then but the step beyond curing people's bodies is curing their souls. Whose sins you forgive are forgiven them, and whose sins you retain are retained. Are not forgiven, then they're not forgiven. Bring life that is forever to the people you go to. The last paragraph of the gospel. Now, Jesus did many other signs in the presence of his disciples that are not written in this book. In other words, God is much bigger than the book and the words and the scriptures. But these are written, that you may come to believe that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of God, and that through this belief you may have life in his name. The object of all of that is that we live our lives in the Lord, and that he is our life. Nothing else is our life, not even ourselves. That God is our life. I ask that the dear Lord be with you, be with us all, and that we are his agents, we are his instruments to bring the life we have received from him, to bring that same life to others.